Hello, Council. Thank you for taking the time for public comment. Hello, neighbors. My name is Sam Newhouse, and I grew up in Newmarket as the son of two Frederick County public school teachers. I'm speaking to you today because the propaganda I received in the mail really pissed me off. I received two pieces of propaganda from the Maryland Data Center Alliance promoting the expansion of the East Coast Data Center campus, and the first made me roll my eyes. It states for a measly 3% of all of Frederick County's precious potable water supply, we could see up to 40% of our taxes paid for by the unnamed corporations operating these data centers. That's before any expansion. But the second piece of propaganda is why I'm here today. These pieces of propaganda attempt to distract from the core issues surrounding the expansion of the East Coast Data Center project, their impact on our shared water and electricity, the resources that the citizens of Frederick County would be forced to subsidize if this expansion is allowed. The front reads, "Our kids deserve the best. Now they can get it." And on the back, "Data centers can help reduce class size, invest in great teachers," and proposes that this data center tax revenue could go to hiring teachers. $215 million in annual tax revenue is mentioned, and references an economic analysis by HR&A advisors. In this analysis by HR&A advisors, this proposed tax income is only forecasted from 2036 onward, more than 11 years from now. And this is all pretending that the economic impact of this new generation of data centers is well-studied and guaranteed economic goldmine, pretending that all investment in this era of artificial intelligence has received any profit, which it has not. For every dollar invested in the current AI expansion, $0 is returned. This manipulative marketing strategy is the first clue that this Data Center Alliance does not have our best interests at heart. So I dug some more into the Data Center Alliance of Maryland, powered by the Maryland Tech Council. Of the 42 members of the board of Maryland Tech Council, all of them are corporate lobbyists or lawyers. They are all working for companies and industries that will directly benefit from the exploitation of our shared water and electricity resources. None of them are teachers, educators, or community leaders. The Maryland Tech Council cites one other source for all of its claims, a paper commissioned from the SAGE Group, run by CEO Dr. Anirban Basu. Dr. Basu is also the chair of Baltimore Economic County Advisory Committee. Baltimore County saw a 1,000% electricity price increase due to the growing data center proliferation. Dr. Basu is also the chief economist to the Associated Builders and Contractors, the Maryland Bankers Association, and the chief economic advisor to the Construction Financial Management Association. His interests are thusly aligned with the industries that he is paid by. Dr. Basu includes in his conclusion, the evidence presented in this primer demonstrates that data centers would provide immediate relief to Maryland's construction industry. Glaringly absent from any of these sources is any mention of power. Reading these pieces, you'd be forgiven for thinking these hundreds of thousands of computers running constantly are running on dreams and magic. Energy demand is only rising, and demand is already outstripping supply. Energy prices in Frederick County have increased ninefold. I'm sure everyone here is very much aware. PJM, the energy grid maintainer for Frederick County, cites data center demand as the #1 reason for energy price increases. An analytics firm, Monitoring Analytics, attributes data centers to 63% of the cost increases. In Virginia, data centers consume more than 26% of the energy. Virginia's energy prices have increased 50% in the last year. The Maryland Piedmont Reliability Project was proposed in explicit response to Virginia's over-proliferation of data centers and their own over-exploitation of their energy grid. Rolling brownouts are expected to be scheduled to compensate for the over-exploitation of the grid. Dr. Basu, as chair of the Baltimore Economic Advisory Committee, notes in his July 7th meeting that rising energy costs are the leading category in cumulative inflation over the past 5 years. The Livable Frederick Master Plan states that our goal for the energy economy is to use energy technologies that are designed to make communities more efficient, resilient, and sustainable, and strive for energy independence. Nothing about a data center contributes to this goal. Once the data center is built, its power usage is only going to increase. If this data center is expanded, so will its power use, and our associated electrical costs will skyrocket. This is fundamental to the data center business model. Exploit the most electricity and water possible to do as many statistical calculations as possible. These data centers exploit our electricity, and once they start, they will never stop. These data centers will also exploit our potable water resources. According to the propaganda from the Data Center Alliance, the data center at East Elko will use less than 3% of the county's water supply. That's before any expansion is discussed. Referencing the water resources in Frederick County element of the Livable Frederick Comprehensive Plan from January 2025, all of Frederick County's livestock uses only 1%, and all of our agriculture uses 14%. 3% of our water supply for one campus is huge. That's 480,000 gallons of water a day. According to the Quantum Frederick Letter of Understanding from August of 2024, the campus is authorized to pull up to 1.1 million gallons of water per day. This data center likely makes use of evaporative cooling, one of the least efficient water cooling systems. Evaporative cooling is conducted by spraying a fine mist of potable water onto radiators and left to evaporate into the atmosphere to cool down the radiators. Data center water use peaks during the summer months, during the same season that has recently been impacted by frequent droughts. The data center is using Frederick County's water supply from the Potomac. This is our shared water resource. The Livable Frederick Master Plan states that our goal for our water is to remain safe, reliable, and sustainable, and to thoroughly evaluate development based on the impacts to our drinking water supplies. That a reliable source of clean, potable drinking water that is available and affordable is foundational to ensuring that Frederick County citizens can lead safe, productive, and enjoyable lives. JP Morgan Chase recognized that data center expansion will take years to generate returns and may not generate returns at all. In response, leaders are attempting at an increasing rate to shift their risk to other investors. Goldman Sachs has recently paused a $1.3 million mortgage bond sale to a data center operator after data center customers abandoned their providers. Morgan Stanley is investigating and discussing investor options to mitigate their data center and AI infrastructure risks. These large institutions were sold on the propaganda of the industry and are now realizing that they were played for fools and left holding the costs. These data centers have a high possibility of being left vacant, potentially even before construction is finished. These data centers will not be profitable. These generative machines use more than 10 times the energy of any other internet technology created to date. They are not sustainable. There isn't a single AI company that makes more money than they spend. The problems that our community is actively trying to solve, affordability, housing, healthcare, preserving our green infrastructure, are not benefited from building more data centers.
Expired, Mr. Michael.
Thank you.
Peter, let's go. Come up. Next, go. You're on the clock.